86. It's 86.
Hey, I'm Chris.
And I'm Rob.
And I'm Cindy.
I'm Mark.
And this is 86 Chefs Club podcast. Yeah.
30.
Is it 30?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
dirty
it
30.
Is it 30?
Wow.
Dirty 30.
Pretty impressive, man.
Yeah.
Not bad at all, brother.
Not bad.
30.
Yeah, 30 episodes. That's crazy. Well, fuck. Big shout out to the Mill Cafe.
Absolutely.
Yum,
Holy crap, man.
It's a very yummy dinner, yes.
Yes,
Yeah, I
that
agree.
was
Yum, yums.
excellent. Thank you
That was
so
awesome.
much.
I'm full, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the drive here was fucked.
Yeah.
I could have fallen asleep, but it was like
Yeah, see, no, like, I
the
was-
victory drive. I was so good. I was so like
After all that
content.
food I ate, I was just like, I got outside of Thurman, I was like, yes! Fucking passing people, I'll be like, get the fuck out of my way!
Ducks eat veg, so I was good.
What?
Ducks eat veg, I think. So I was good. I had the
Duck
duck again,
coffee.
right? So it's like
I-
Rob
cheating.
having
We're
the
gonna
duck
cheat
coffee.
again. Absolutely.
I just had like
So
the
good.
cheek of beef. Like literally.
Epic, eh?
Oh, so
I
good,
love it,
dude.
man.
So
People
good.
used to be fuck no to all of that kind of shit. Beef
Yeah.
cheek, pork jowl, like,
Yeah.
and now it's on
Yeah.
everyone's menu. Not
I didn't have pork
so
jowl.
much,
I
Let's
didn't
just
have.
eat some sheep gonads. Why not?
but that's
Fuck.
next week. That's
Yeah.
next week's appetizer.
Yeah.
Why not?
I didn't have those pork jowls until I worked with you, and you deep fried them.
Oh really?
When you put
yeah,
like
buddy.
lemon
Oh
and herb
fuck
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it good shit?
Yeah.
So bad. But it's
How's
so good.
how's your stomach, bud?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be raging in about
Yeah,
T-minus
the
5
sweat's
minutes.
coming down. Yeah.
Mark literally had the creamiest, thickest fucking pasta you could
Leafy
possibly
Okay,
mushroom
imagine.
penne.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
It was good.
No. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
was amazing.
Yeah,
It was
epic
really
meal.
good. The Mill
And I had the
Cafe.
salmon, if anybody's wondering.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll just sit over here. It's fine.
How would you like
Well,
that
how
done,
would you like
man?
it?
Let's see.
Oh my God! I want it.
Well
Well,
done.
done.
That is not how I said it. That is not how I said it.
That was a good Karen moment for
that was
sure.
I
Alright.
didn't. No.
Straight up. No, you're, well
Speaking-
done.
Okay, sorry. Back a house. You don't know what fucking Karens are, first of all. Second of all, that was not a Karen moment at all. She asked me if I had a preference on my cook on my salmon. I said, yes, well done. And you guys were like,
Yeah, that's how it went.
That's
sure.
totally how
Oh
it
yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I will take well done.
Yes, please. I would love well done.
That's how that went for sure.
Same
It's
as
like
all
you're
those people
writing
that ask for
fucking
steaks well done.
Santa Claus a letter.
Shame.
I don't ask for steaks.
Dear me,
Shame.
shiver.
Ding, 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 ding.
I don't eat raw fish, motherfuckers.
Wow.
Whatever. Split the fucking fries 4 ways. How about?
Yeah. Fuck. Well, you know, you guys ate them too.
This
They
week's,
had-
this
they
week's
had one-
topic is aggression.
Yes.
Call me a Karen.
Aggression in the workplace.
That is not today's topic.
No, it's
No.
not today's topic. We have an awesome topic. I
Today's
think.
topic
Different.
is cooking with
Cannabis.
cannabis.
Pass, motherfucker.
Or drinking with cannabis, obviously,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because that's a big thing out there too.
Cocktails and all that.
But
good
we have to
stuff.
say before we actually start talking about shit, right?
Yeah.
Just to make sure that, not even a disclaimer, but like everything we say is just, we don't really do too much homework because we want it to be open, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the beauty of our podcast. But at the same time, though, it's like drinking and driving. You're drinking, we'll obviously be responsible when you do it. But like what you hear, we're going by information I printed off. Good conversations about what we would think would happen and do and whatever. But
Yeah.
like,
Or based
Nothing's-
on our own experiences.
right, exactly. So there's nothing per se, like don't take this as an ironclad for sure or health reasons or whatever. But
And always check with your doctor if you're on certain medications.
right, oh true.
Side effects may include.
Diarrhea.
Because I think the biggest thing, like, I don't even know a restaurant either in the States or Canada that's allowed to actually open, that is open, that has the ability to cook with cannabis at all. You know
Yeah,
what
I
mean?
don't know. I don't. As far as I know, it's pretty underground,
Right.
right? And if I'm sure, like, it would be one of those things. Like, if you were going to do that, it would be like an event.
Right.
Like you would have like sell.
Catered.
Yeah, like you would sell like tickets. It would be a menu.
Right.
These are the options you have.
So I guess would you think that it would be like drinking though, where like there's a legal limit to driving. So if you
Right.
had a drink at 0.08% alcohol in your system,
Yeah, but I don't.
could you eat so much or drink so much? You're like,
Yeah.
I think I've had too much.
Well,
to
no,
eat, sir."
like I
You know what I
don't.
mean? Like,
I've never cooked with it, so I don't really
Right.
know. But like what would be if you're using it in cooking,
right.
like in like say a pork chop dish or whatever. Like,
Right.
would the THC content be the same?
Well, let's ask Chris. Let's try.
Let's consult the manual.
There's one thing. So, other important factors to consider about cooking safely with cannabis. So, this is a Canadian website, Ontario Cannabis Store, and it's called. There are 3 other important factors to consider: decarboxylation. Ingesting or cooking with fresh cannabis will not have much of an effect because the THC has to be activated with heat. So that's decarboxylation, whatever it's called, decarbing. Typically, THC is decarbonated before cooking in order to produce the effects of the cannabis. It is worth noting that it must be heated slowly in order to retain any product for the cooking process. So heat, whatever recipe and decarbing process you choose, it's critical to follow the heat recommendations to activate the cannabinoids. Well, too much of it will burn them off.
Oh, wow.
Cannabinoids.
Right? Like, there's an actual process to this shit.
Well,
so obviously,
It's like making weed butter or making
Right.
weed cookies and stuff, right? Like when you bake
Right.
with cannabis, you're doing it at a slow heat so that you're not negating the
It's
drug.
So if you were using it as a garnish, then
I think that would be the first thing eaten.
Is that parsley?
Yeah.
Is that parsley on my plate? No, it's weed, bitch, eat it.
It can be tricky to determine how much cannabis to add to a recipe, and using too much can potentially produce undesired effects. I'm so fucked. I'm so fucked right now. Oh my god. It's wise to start with a very small amount for cooking and to sample the finished product slowly and in small amounts to avoid overconsumption.
see my whole question about cooking with cannabis is that what dishes would you use it in? Like, you're not just gonna serve brownies and edibles.
I was just gonna say
No.
weed brownies.
But you could put it in anything, really. It just depends
Sauces.
on sauces. Like, you could make a peppercorn sauce with
Right.
it, basically, right? Like, you could make
See,
make a pasta dish with
but-
it, but you have to hide the flavor because the flavor sometimes of
Gross,
marijuana
yeah.
can be overbearing.
Yeah.
So you'd have to hide it somehow. And I know a lot of chefs do put it in like a butter, right? So
Right.
it's as part of like a base part of their cooking
Or,
as opposed to
Like if you were to do like a steak and like sometimes they put like that herb butter and stuff like that, you do like
stuff
that,
like that.
right?
You do an herb infused, like or a cannabinoid, whatever, bananas. Meat danger. Anyways, it would be like a base part of the cooking, not as a main ingredient, right?
I would
Like,
think though, if you're drinking a double vodka something or double rye, you can tell how strong it is as soon as you sip it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Obviously, if you're smoking weed, you can distinguish, holy fuck, that's really good or whatever.
yeah.
But if you're ingesting it, you don't know
You don't unless
until
you
that
take-
creeps up
yeah.
on you till, right? So let's say
Well,
it's a
'cause
3-course
yeah.
meal. And the problem with cooking with it, I would assume, is that how do you determine everyone's tolerance
You can't.
if you're having 3 courses, right?
You
So
can't.
like
So then you're putting in minuscule amounts so that it builds as
Yeah.
opposed to getting somebody fucked
that's
up.
pretty
off
cool
the
to
crack
learn though.
cakes,
That's pretty cool to
right?
learn because that's a good selling point, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how high do your guests want to be, sir?
Or would there
You know
be a
what I
way?
mean? Like-
Or would there be a way to measure? Like,
I'm
so
sure
if you were
there's gotta
doing
be
like,
a-
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're doing
yeah.
like this is how much THC is in this dish,
Right.
right? So if somebody's like, I have never had that much THC before, then obviously you
Right.
know what I mean. But
Yeah.
like,
But
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably like portions, right? Like it's almost like tapas. Like
Yeah.
it would be more like little tiny
Finger
morsels
foods
of
and stuff,
food
yeah.
as opposed to like a full fucking spinach salad with like a weed dressing or something, right? Or
Yeah.
a marijuana dressing
what is
somehow.
what is that? The green lady.
Green goddess.
The green dragon, the wacky tobacco.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean. Like it would be. I would assume that's the way that they would build a menu. If you're doing like a 4, 5, 6 course tasting, it would
Right.
be like that restaurant downtown, The Pine, where they're doing like tiny
Right.
little morsels,
Right.
and you're trying a little bit as you go on, as opposed to having full meals. But yeah, and they say too, like ingesting, because ingesting takes longer for the effects to come
Right.
on, right, as opposed to smoking or whatever. Smoking, it's almost like within 15, 20 minutes kind of thing, maybe
Yeah.
even 5 minutes, depending on who it is. But ingesting it can take up to half an hour before
So,
you feel the effects,
Would
right?
you think if you're mixing it in like a mixology and drinks, would you mix it with alcohol? Like say a mojito, would you mix it with a THC-based liquid, or would you use alcohol?
You know what it probably would be? It would be a THC simple syrup.
Right. See, that's what we were saying before.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or like the oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or it would be like if you're making a Caesar, it'd be like a THC
I've never
infused
tasted any of this
Worcestershire.
shit. Is it strong? Is it
Worcester.
gotta be.
Fucking the THC Caesar, which is like rimmed with the crystal.
Yeah. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's the THC infused celery or something.
That
It's
would
like
be a good way for food sales to fucking skyrocket, man.
Oh yeah.
Get people that fucking high. All they
Yeah,
want.
yeah, no, not really,
I would,
because then you're just
yeah.
gonna get people that smell like patchouli coming in there. It's like fuck that, man.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And that concludes our broadcasting.
Sorry to the hippies. We mean everything. We mean love. Peace.
Wow, those onions on that plate smell strong. No, it's
It's the guy beside you wearing the Birkenstocks.
Well, because if you were eating something, let's say in a restaurant, and you had a big guy eating, he'd be like, "This fucking tastes shit. I paid for that shit." You know what I mean? Then you have a little person that's like, "Whoa, man, this is great shit."
But that's the same with alcohol though, because
Right.
that big guy could have a beer and be completely fine, and then there's
Yeah,
Susie
true.
Sally that's beside him that's 5'0" and she weighs 90 pounds soaking wet, and she has a beer and she's on her ass drunk,
Yeah.
right? It affects everybody differently, and like that's the thing.
well, yeah, and that's why I think like if you were to do like an event like that, that's why you would have to put the THC levels beside the item.
Right.
I think it's harder to figure out what your THC, because I've done a little research into cooking with cannabis, like because I wanted to make my own butter and make my own cookies or whatever, my own brownies or whatever. I did some research, and they're like, it's hard to kind of figure out mathematically how much THC is in something once it's cooked, because you can say, okay, this cannabis has 14% THC in it, right? Well, as the product as it is right there, it's 14%. But once you mix it with things, it could like the butter could draw out the THC, it could evaporate, it could whatever.
Okay.
And once you cook it, it could also disappear as well, right? So I could essentially make a butter and be like, yeah, make some fucking brownies, bitches, like, and then go and eat them and just be like, this did shit because maybe I cooked it too high or whatever, or maybe the product that I had wasn't intended.
That's a true science, Em. That's massive.
It is. It's
You're right.
more complicated than I think a lot of people
than
think.
a bunch of 6-year-old making brownies, right?
Well, and that's what I was just gonna say, because our parents' generation, like, shout out to my dad. He makes the best fucking hash brownies I've ever had in my life.
Right.
And like they'll get you fucked up.
Right.
But like, does he know the mathematical equation? Probably not. He's probably like, that looks like enough hash or whatever, or this is enough weed. You know what I mean?
Afghani versus some
yeah,
some
like
shithole.
yeah, exactly. So like, and that's the thing. Mind you, he cuts them into squares, and he gave me half of a half, I think, and I was fucked.
Yeah.
But again, this is coming from my 64-year-old father, who's probably been doing this a lot longer than anybody thinks he has.
Do you smoke? Would you rather smoke or eat?
I'd rather eat.
Yeah, me too.
Just because I smoke cigarettes, and smoking weed is different than smoking cigarettes, and I don't enjoy smoking weed because it's so much harsher. But eating, unfortunately, I've gotten into a situation before at my house by myself where I ate an edible and ate too much and then couldn't feel my arms and was like, la, 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 like on my couch, and then passed out for 6 hours and woke up and was like still like, la, 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 like, and then he was even texting people and be like, I ate too much, I'm fucking fucked up, and I can't text, but I've got my phone in my hand and I don't know what's happening, which is fine, but like, and you can have adverse effects from it.
I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. I do.
Yeah.
I almost have one every other day, for sure.
So I have some that I've bought from the weed store downtown in Collingwood.
Yeah.
And I have ones that are only 2.5 THC, like 2.5 milligrams or whatever. So they're super light, and you can build on those, right? And that's what they're meant for. And then I have ones that are 10 milligrams. The 10 milligrams I ate with a friend, and holy fuck.
Really?
Like both of us were just like, like we were like,
What were you like?
Yeah, we were that commercial where that girl just melts into the couch and they're like, this is what happens when you do drugs. That was me. And I was like, cool, I feel like this girl right now. I'm flattened. Like, it's great. Whatever. But it was like 10 milligrams was too much for me.
Right.
Like for me.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sound like a lot, right?
It doesn't
But
sound like a
right,
lot. But,
yeah.
and at the same time, I didn't know that until I got into it. Right. And then I was like, it was like 6 hours of me just being like, holy fuck, I'm really fucked up right now. Like I couldn't feel my feet.
I got so still. My wife Googled with her friend how to get on high. Yeah, there is. It's like put a really active, like a really good high action movie on. Eat peppercorns because that sensational heighten your like taste buds.
Peppercorns?
Yeah, because
Really?
chew on a peppercorn or something. There was a whole list of them because I was so fucked. I couldn't get off the couch, man. I couldn't get off the couch. I couldn't get up. I couldn't like you. Like I know exactly what you mean. Your whole like you have vertigo almost. You're just holy fuck, man. Like whoa.
Like the room is just kind of you're like doing one of these.
I just did too big of a piece, and it ends up your whole everything's distorted. Like you're not hallucinating or anything, but you're just like your mind and everything. Your body just doesn't synchronize at all. It's fucked.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's fun. I think
Yeah.
What level are those?
that I gave you.
Yeah.
I don't know because I love that.
I
forgot
forgot for
about
24 hours.
Yes. See, but you don't take them. So, what I gave you, I take on a every other day basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I sleep like a champ.
Oh
But
god.
that's because I'm used to it now, though. When I first started having them, so let's say a normal size what I gave you, like an inch square.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about that. Yeah.
Right. So, when I first did one of those too, same thing. It creeps on you.
Yeah.
But when you're drinking, you can't tell 100% what's what. Because when they merge, you're feeling the wicked body buzz and shit, but you're also drinking, so you have that a little bit of, oh, sorry. Best of both worlds, I guess it's but for your case, though, because you were drinking scotch or whiskey.
Was that
You ate
night?
it that night, yeah? Because that's what I was
Yeah, I
drinking
did
vodka,
eat
and then you had a little bit.
Oh, that's right.
And then the next day, it's when he couldn't.
I was at work, high as fuck.
Yeah.
Trying to program.
Well, see, and that's just a good example of like if you don't know your tolerance, start low.
Right.
Right? Like it's the same with drinking. If you don't know your tolerance to drinking, you're not gonna just chug a fucking Mickey of
Well, you'll
vodka.
find out quickly.
Even though we
You'll
all
find out
did
quickly,
that,
though. Right? 100%.
Right? But at the same, you find out because you start fucking throwing up violently.
Yeah.
But it's the same with edibles, is that you got to start off slow and you can build and wait a half an hour. Please wait a half an hour because you'll be like, oh, I don't feel anything yet, and it'll be 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden,
you don't
you
need them,
eat
eh? Really?
you should
I love
fucking
them.
calm you down a little bit.
Fuck off.
Fuck
Exactly.
off.
Exactly.
I haven't touched that shit since high school, man.
Really?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, no, I love it now, man. I've had mushrooms a couple times. David Taylor was from
I love
DC.
mushrooms.
Yeah, not so much me.
Stay on
I love
topic.
too, still. No,
Stay
same
on
thing.
topic.
No, same thing. Like cooking with mushrooms and that. Like people put them in.
It's not cooking with cocaine, okay? It's cooking
Yeah.
with cannabis.
Cooking with cocaine. That's a different episode. No, but I think it's virtually the same thing. They're just way more potent mushrooms.
Yeah, and there's a lot more research going into those as well with microdosing and stuff like that. Like
There's a lot of good things though for people
yeah,
who have
100%.
seizures and like
anxiety disorders,
Yeah,
depression, all of that kind of stuff. There's a lot of research on that now. And I mean, in the same with cannabis, right?
Yeah,
like there's,
absolutely.
Because there's so many different variations. There's ones that are more THC. There's ones that are more CBD oil, right? Like where the CBD oil won't get you high the way THC does.
Right.
CBD oil just kind of mellows you out.
For medicinal purposes as far as
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
ointments and shit.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I mean, there's so many variations and strains of THC and all this other stuff too that you just like, you really, sometimes you don't know what you're getting. Well, you wouldn't if you went to fucking Joe Blow's house and was like, give me a quarter, like, or whatever, right? Sometimes you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Now, there's more transparency, right? There is, because we've got that OCS website and they tell you exactly what's there and where it's grown.
Yep.
Right? Like it'll say we've got a weed farm in Stainer.
It makes you
Yeah.
wonder how they never
Yeah.
did this
So-
before. Like it's so
Yeah.
fucking stupid. There's
Yeah.
so many people that are incarcerated for this shit that
I
are
know.
like it's
Yeah.
sad actually.
Yeah, it is. It is. But that's a different.
But yeah, Chris is right. Like the whole underground thing. The more I looked into this, like I just literally one day before I called you, right?
Yeah,
The day before I called you, I was like, "Fuck!" I'm just googling ideas and what's going on in the chef world to get rid of the whole fucking in our industry and the world with COVID. But chef foods and chef trends and what's funky, what's out there that's new and different. And literally, cooking with cannabis is like top of everything.
Yeah.
It's so underground and everyone's doing it. It's just legally. There's so many red tapes because they can't regulate, like you're saying, it's because of the science. With alcohol, here's the actual legal limit you can have in your system.
Yeah.
But there's so many varieties of weed. It's like worse than grape varieties for one, right? Like, fuck, you could have an oil, you could have hash, you could have weed, you could have different strands of weed. You could have hydro and cess, and like, holy fuck, it never ends, really.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's a good thing to talk about. But not only that, but even mixology, because there's so many creative people that are doing badass
speaking
drinks.
of mixology, I was just actually reading something here.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyways, it's spelled B-H-A-N-G.
Bang.
Bahang? I don't know if there's like a silent something or other.
Is this another money incident?
Yeah, yeah.
Is this another money incident right now?
A beverage.
Money.
So Bahang is a beverage made from a mixture of the leaves and flowers of marijuana plants, has been consumed for centuries during religious festivals such as Holi, a Hindu festival of love and color.
Sounds like a big orgy.
Well, we would call that.
Really? Sounds like a big orgy? For fuck's sake.
Don't eat the brown acid, man.
And then it says here, in the United States, recreational use of edibles, marijuana products became popular during the 1960s.
Yeah.
And today, many different types of C60s, I would have thought acid for sure. And today, many different types of edibles are available, both legally and illegally, depending on the state laws. Huh.
Yeah.
For example, gummies, candies, chocolates, capsules, teas, and oils are some of the edible marijuana products sold in both legal marijuana dispensaries and through the illegal marijuana market.
Well, I've seen sodas.
Ooh, edible enthusiasts.
See, but how strong? What does it say on the thing, though? You
I
know,
don't
like the
remember.
Cannabis say like 5% alcohol.
Yeah.
Does it say?
Yeah,
It
does.
will say how much THC is in it. Yeah.
Was that what it's labeled as? Though?
And
THC
it'll break. Yeah,
percentage?
yeah, it'll break down a THC and a CBD. If they have
Really,
both,
eh?
it'll say a percentage per gram or per whatever.
In Canada?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because when you go to the dispensaries, you can buy drinks,
Liquid drinks.
yeah.
Yep.
And like a buddy of mine, he drinks one, and he sends me a picture of it all the time, and it's in a black can, and it's got a red square with a pot leaf on it, and then I do believe it's underneath.
I've seen
that.
I've seen it on a magazine. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
getting excited there. I'm like, fuck, I've seen one.
Yeah, so but they're making it at such a giant, like huge batch.
So is there, to your knowledge or anybody's knowledge, is there a legal limit to drive under an influence of a THC product?
Well, there is no legal limit with alcohol either. You
They
can
have
have
tests, right? They
Yeah,
have tests to see if you are high.
Yes, it's a blood test. As far as I know,
Roadside blood test.
I don't know if it's roadside. I think they just say you're under the influence and they take you to the police station and perform a blood, or to the hospital and perform a blood test. But with alcohol, the same thing. Like, you can still be under the 0.8 legal limit and still get charged. So
Really?
Yes,
Why, though?
that's a misconception that everybody thinks. So even if you blow, let's say 0.04,
Right.
your 0.04 might be different than my 0.04.
Right. No, for
Right?
sure.
So I may be intoxicated at the point of 0.04. I may be dead at 0.08. Right? Like, because of everybody's different tolerances. You can be charged no matter what.
So that's
If
up
you
to the law. That's up to the
That's up to the
discretion of the
police
officer
officer.
then.
Yeah,
Okay, I was
so
gonna say
if-
because the law says you can
Yeah.
have in your system legally, but obviously your condition is
But
like,
you can
whoa.
still be charged.
Right.
It's when
Okay,
when you
that's
get
fair.
over that legal limit is when you start into the whole like dangerous driving and like
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
other stuff where you can actually get like arrested and put in jail.
Yeah.
Whereas I think under that limit you can still get a ticket, you can still have your car impounded, you can still lose your license, like the whole thing, depending on the law enforcement officer.
I
Right.
think
Right?
we need a fact check on that.
Okay, well then look it up.
On another
Look it
note,
up.
on a side note,
Look it up.
so they're
100%.
saying
Look
they're
at one
saying
of
here.
our.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
Google
sorry.
it,
Go
too.
ahead.
About raw marijuana.
Right.
So obviously you have to heat it in order to activate like the THC
THC.
and everything. Like, but they're saying that eating raw marijuana, even though you don't get the same effects, still there's a bunch of health experts out there that are saying that there's a good to eating raw, overcooked.
Really?
Yeah, because when it's raw, hang on a sec, where am I here?
THC vegan.
So like that's one of the
Say that word.
beverages that the
No.
OCS offers. So you can see it has 10 milligrams of CBD in it.
Ah.
Yeah.
$6 a can.
Yeah.
So CBD though.
Yeah, some of them.
So
but-
is that THC
No, there's no THC in that. So, it's just
it
a
will not
CBD
get you
drink.
high. This will be a medicinal
Yeah.
kind of beverage,
Yeah.
like a
But
Red
there
Bull
are-
without getting high.
Yeah.
So there's one group of finish what you're saying.
So it says here, therefore, eating raw weed will not result in the same effects as consuming weed that is being heated, as in edible products and candies. What? Though you can't get high from eating raw weed, some health experts believe that eating it may offer some health benefits
Right.
due to the wide array of plant compounds it contains.
Did you say you can't get high from eating raw weed?
Nope. Nope.
What the?
Nope.
You have to heat
'Cause
it
you
by
gotta- you
smoking
have to
it.
heat it.
Activate it.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to activate it. But
So
they're
when you
saying-
get gummies
right,
and edibles and brownies and stuff like that, it's all been baked and cooked, right?
Yeah.
or in the gummies case, it's been extracted and it's cool, but that heating process, like you add gelatin to it. Really,
Yeah,
you
it's
get
gelatin.
a liquid and you add
Yeah,
gelatin.
you
and
get a
it
hot
cools down.
liquid and you put
But
the
once you've activated
cannabis in there.
it, even though it cools, it's still been activated once you ingest
Right,
it. Right.
right.
So that's what I'm saying. I think Cindy's right though. When you make a drink, you're creating a simple syrup with THC in it. It's just not solidified like a gummy. And
So
then you
for-
but then I would add
So
alcohol
for all
a
the
good test.
vegans out there,
Yeah.
you can eat it raw.
And feel like a champ. Like you live in Jamaica.
Gross. Yum, 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 yum.
This booklet is interesting.
It's cool, eh?
Yeah.
And I also found this one.
There's a lot of blank pages.
Hey man, if these guys end up listening to this, I think it's a pretty cool concept you have going. They're called the Nomad Cook. So a nomad by definition is a traveling chef with no kitchen of their own, someone who uses the power of food to bring people together and create conversation. Environmentally conscious, lover of organics, and promoter of infused cooking. I think it's pretty fucking cool. So listen to this. Our mission is to break old stigmas and show that when handled responsibly and with confidence, that cannabis can enhance your dining experience, whether it features THC, CBD, or terpenes. No idea what that means.
Terpenes.
Not-
Terpenes.
What's it called?
Sriracha.
Terpenes? Well, fuck, that's how it looks. How are you supposed to say it?
Sound it
asshole?
I'm
don't know.
smart like dump truck.
It just sounded funny. I don't know. I can't see the word. I don't know. Terpines? I don't know.
Terpenes?
Terpenes?
I don't know. It's
Terpenes?
Fuck off. I'm not even.
Terpenes.
Pass me that
Terpenes.
chipotle.
Chipotle.
It's the very first word there.
Terpenes.
No.
But that's like.
Sriracha.
So these guys, from my understanding, they set up an appointment with you, and
Yeah.
then you have a party, and they come to you. So it's not a restaurant. And see,
Well, yeah, they're nomads.
right, but they go to your place, but they don't have. This is a lot of things that we're talking about for even our own businesses down the road, right?
Mhm.
It's like, what do you do as a business license? Like, where do you prep and cook
Right.
if you don't have your own restaurant? So they're bringing it to a whole new level. Not only do they not have their own restaurant, but they're cooking with weed and shit. So how do you
Yeah.
travel with that shit on you if you're not a dispensary?
There's got to be a contractor.
There's
There's
gotta
got to
be
be some kind of
something, right?
license or
Right.
something. Yeah.
So to get to your house to be able to do a catering, then they got to sit down with you, do a legal agreement that how many people are ingesting and what our tolerance is.
Can you imagine getting like
Like,
pulled
that's
over?
I honestly, I don't think
Right.
they asked about tolerances. I think they just make you
watch.
sign a waiver and say you're fucking responsible for yourself. Like, be a grown up.
So they actually say here, guests are dosed separately based on their own individual tolerance level.
Oh.
Options for CBD only and no cannabis are also available with prior notice.
Oh, okay.
Events are age gated depending on each province's legal age requirement. That's
Yeah,
another thing
which
too.
makes-
So
yeah.
in each province, there is is there a limit to buying weed as versus alcohol?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Well, if someone goes to the dispensary in Collingwood, if you go to liquor store, you have to be 19.
Yeah,
If
it's
you go
the
to the
same.
dispensary, so that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it's the
So
same.
across the board in Canada, is it 19?
I don't. It's
Oh,
probably 18 in Montreal or in Montreal, in Quebec, but
Yeah,
it might
probably.
be.
I can see that.
It's probably 18. It's probably 19 across, but other than Quebec.
So remember when you were talking about like how you like smoke a joint or whatever,
Mhm.
and it takes like you said like it could take like 15 minutes or whatever.
Yeah,
Actually, it literally takes a few minutes.
it
The
could.
effect
Yeah.
peak. The effects peak at around 20 to 30 minutes after smoking.
Yeah.
Holy
But
shit.
you feel. But
and then
you
it starts to
feel-
wear off within 2 to 3 hours.
Yes.
Jesus, what are these guys smoking?
Which is, but ingesting it, it takes a little bit longer to feel the
yeah.
actual effects of it. Whereas smoking it, you'll feel some effects, kind of.
Now,
Sorry.
just I'm dumb when it comes to this stuff because I've never.
I be after the meal?
So when you ingest it,
Yeah.
hits your stomach, and then when it breaks down, is that why it takes longer? Because the effects then go in your bloodstream.
Yep.
Blah, blah,
And
blah,
it
whatever.
stays in your system longer.
Right.
So if you ingest it, you're gonna be
Last a
higher
lot
longer.
Right.
Well, think about a head rush after a cigarette, right?
Yeah.
You get that and it fades off. Same thing with smoking weed, right? You'll get the effects and you'll come down. With weed, it takes longer to hit you, or eating it takes longer to hit you.
Right.
But that's why I eat it to help sleep too.
A lot of people do.
It just knocks you out, and you just feel like you dream better, or if you don't dream at all, depending on whatever, and you wake up like. The biggest thing is that you don't feel that hungoverness. It might still be a bit baked in Mark's case, but no, it's happened to me before too. You just feel like groggy, and you're not fucking 100%. And
I just love the way this shit's written. It's so funny because I'm reading potential side effects and downsides of eating weed.
yeah.
Other side effects related to edible marijuana products include dry mouth, sleeplessness,
Yeah, it can.
I guess, yeah.
and changes in visual perception.
Yes. Accurate.
That's like having the beer goggles on. That's what that's saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, when you're like, lights come on, you're like, oh, fuck. That's what that's saying.
No,
Except
that's
you're
more
in your
like-
own house.
The other person saying that about him.
Yeah. Wow.
Jesus, that's what you look
Wow.
like? Jesus.
Oh yeah. So here
That's
they go
awesome.
saying. So if you're gonna eat
Yeah.
an edible or whatever, so eating edible marijuana products can also interact with alcohol.
Yep.
Certain medications, including blood thinners and antidepressants. Therefore, you should avoid consuming edibles with these products.
Yep.
Hmm.
So, and I can tell you why. So, THC with some people will make them anxious.
Right.
Certain strains, right? And so it can, if you have an anxiety disorder and you are on antidepressants, if you're taking a THC product that may make you more anxiety ridden,
Right.
what ends up happening is the medication that you're on kicks in, right? Like, or whatever, you're on medication to level yourself out, it can interact in a negative way that way.
I'm learning
That's
so
gotta be
much.
horrible. That would be fucking horrible. Because you control it, you're trying to control it, but like,
Yeah, but at the same time, so everybody's had, I'm sure anybody who has ever had weed, smoked weed, eaten cannabis, whatever, everybody's had a bad trip.
right.
Everybody's had one bad trip,
Right.
right? Like, I know some people who've had bad trips on mushrooms, and I'm like, how? They're so fun, but whatever.
Yeah.
But it's also it might be the state of your mind that you're in when you go into it too, right? Like, it's just like, you know, you've had a nightmare the night before and you go into work the next day and you're just in a shit mood because you slept like shit, right?
Yeah.
Same idea, but like, I know some people who have smoked weed and they've just been like, this is the worst experience I've ever had and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, well, maybe you need to try, you know, not sativa, you need to try indica or whatever, right? Because there are different strains and whatever. Or maybe you had a blend and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I mean, I sound like I'm a fucking, I'm an expert, and I'm in no way am I an expert
Paging
at all.
Dr. Green Thumb.
I know.
Paging Dr. Green Thumb.
I've learned a lot over the last little bit, ever since it became legal. I read up about a bunch
That's
of
cool,
stuff,
man.
right?
100%.
I wanted to do some research, so.
I couldn't believe how fucking massive it is. Like, it's so cool, underground wise. Like, the things you could do legally, I guess now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I want to try the drinks for sure.
Well, I tried a CBD cigarette. So there was a chef, and I can't remember his name, and my chef's probably going to smack me in the face for not remembering his name, but he is a chef that cooks with cannabis. And he was talking, like, he knows our chef and that kind of stuff, and he was talking about it and how, you know, this was pre-COVID, so we were talking about, you know, maybe we should do a dinner, we should try and figure something out, you know, because it is the new thing, and people are talking about it and all this stuff, and he gave me a CBD cigarette. So, and he was like, here, just try it. And I'm like, well, the last time someone said, here, just try it, you know, like you're young and you're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then you're like, shit, right? Like, maybe I shouldn't have, whatever.
I woke up in a ditch.
And I woke up and I don't know where I am. No, I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. But regardless, I was like, okay, well, whatever. He's like, just smoke half of it and see how you feel. And because it was just CBD, it didn't get me high, but it calmed. Like, I was just like, hey, like,
No way.
yeah, it was awesome. Like,
Wow.
and I put half of it out, and then I saved half of it for the next day, and I just went to sleep. It was great. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
I just had a little nap. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways.
It's interesting. Like, I'm getting really into this now, reading all this stuff, because it's like, I've never used it in cooking before, but I think
Either
it would be
have I.
like
Other than
if you could really like nail it down and
Yeah.
become like really good at it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like this is gonna be.
I think the only thing holding people back right now is the law. Like, I know there's a lot of really talented people there that are studying it and doing it big time.
Yeah.
I know in New York City and Chicago, two massive cities that were like all over it.
Mhm.
Colorado, because I think that was one of the first places it was legal
Right.
in
Yeah.
the States.
Yeah.
So they were like, if you Google even those chefs, like it's almost too much to go. You almost have
Yeah.
to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of people out there that like, they know the answer to everything because they probably fucking have done this since like a long, long time ago. But
Right.
I don't know.
I just can't believe that. Like, and it's so funny because like reading that like back in that like festival, you know what I mean? Like that it's been around for like centuries.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Well, just think about how long peyote's been around,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like hallucinogen. It's a cactus, but
Oh, yeah.
still.
In South America and all that shit, in Mexico, yeah, they're fucking
I can
doing
do
that
it.
shit. Weed
Yeah.
is nothing compared to what they like ayahuasca and all that shit.
Ayahuasca, peyote, like all that kind of stuff, right? Like there's a lot of
I'd
there's a
love
lot
to
of
do
stuff.
that shit though. I'd love to do that shit.
Ayahuasca.
peyote?
I think that and ayahuasca for sure.
What's that?
Ayahuasca?
It's a
It's a-
Peruvian or like a Costa Rican have
Is it a mushroom?
It's like
No,
it's
no.
like mushrooms times a million.
it's
Yeah.
two different things. It's a branch out of a tree and it's a root, and you gotta make it by a certain ratio.
Right.
They're called shamans that mix it.
Shamans.
Shamans. Fuck, man.
Shaman.
Shamans. I've heard people say it both ways. That's why I say it. Sorry. Fuck. Shaman.
Oh my god!
The shamans mix the roots in a ratio. They come up with a concoction.
Oh.
Yeah. They call it
God.
it's
Yeah,
like
fucks
mother's it's like
Yeah.
mother's or earth liquid or some shit like that. It's a medicinal purpose for years, man.
But it's
Really?
a
You
heavy.
cannot lie.
hallucinogen.
Yeah, you cannot lie. Like it exposes you.
Sends you into another dimension.
Yeah.
See, I heard something about that back in like Norway, like back in the Viking times. That's what they did when like somebody
Yeah, man.
like when like a warrior would have like a vision and like he'd like talk to the gods or saw something like that.
Yeah.
The oh fuck, what are they called? The seers would they were
They're
like
not shamans.
no, they were like
Sorry.
almost like kind of like looked like a witch doctor. And they like rolled the bones and
Yeah,
all that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
And they had a concoction that they would take it, and the guy would like literally like pass out just to get like
It's
the
probably
full.
blood from babies and from the villages they used to
Yeah.
fucking.
The rape and pillage.
Yeah.
And yeah, and they would like same kind of thing, right? It's like a
Yeah.
very high powered hallucinogen, but they wouldn't be awake. It would just all be happening in their mind while they were sleeping.
Really?
And then when they woke up and they knew the full vision, they were able to tell the seer, and like the
Yeah,
seer,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
they'd be like,
See, that'd
"This
be
is
cool.
what it means."
Would you ever want to do that?
Yep.
I think,
I would. I
Yep.
definitely
yeah, I think I would. I'd have to go in with the right frame of mind, not being like all panicked and shit like those dudes
Yeah.
on the movies and fucking freak out, run through the desert naked.
would. My
So
wife.
there's an episode.
What's wrong with that?
Chelsea Handler has an episode. I think it's the show Chelsea Does or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
There's an episode where she and two people go and they drink ayahuasca, and
She did it?
yeah,
I don't-
it's
fuck, I'd be
actually
scared to see her what she
her the one girl that's with her freaks the fuck out, like just freaks out, and then she's all just kind of like ah, like this, right? Like, and then I don't remember what happens with the guy or whatever, but I think he just kind of chills out or whatever. But anyways, it's a good episode if you check it out. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's-
I think it would be like one of those things where like literally like you're sitting around a fire and somebody would be like, drink that.
yeah. Well, they did it. They did
Well,
it
it's
on
a
like
whole.
yeah, they do it in like
ceremony and
a,
everything,
yeah,
yeah.
they do it in like a big like almost like a yoga not a yoga studio, but you know what I get.
It's all circular,
Yeah.
and you have like everyone's facing each other, and everyone has a cot bed,
Yeah.
3 feet away from each other, and they
So
all
that-
have a bucket.
Yep.
And you
Okay.
will
In case you-
purge. Well, some people don't apparently,
Yeah.
but it's like cleansing. You will purge like you've never puked in your life.
You will vomit.
But it's cleansing your body of all the shit.
While you're hallucinating?
And then you hallucinate.
Oh,
So
then
then
you
so
hallucinate.
you wait about 20 minutes apparently, and everyone's doing the same thing. You're all like scared. You're like, what the fuck's gonna happen to me? Like
Don't
everyone,
do drugs.
There's a
This
there's
one-
a show on
before we
Netflix
keep
that's
going.
really
Unless it
interesting.
comes from a
Who's the
shaman.
square.
Well, that's a problem, right? They're
That's
saying
shaman.
you can't get.
It's the same thing as a shame
People are
wizard.
trying to do it in North America now, but the problem is they're like diluting it. They're not. It's not a proper process.
Well,
Everyone's
no.
doing it for money.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing though, like talking about cooking with cannabis and stuff like that, like the amount of uses you can get out of peyote
Right.
because they boil it down to a liquid.
Right.
They could eat it raw. They just eat the pellet, or what are they? Peyote capsules? No,
Right.
they're.
I don't even know how
I
the
don't
fuck
know.
it's done.
I can't remember. It was like it's like
Isn't
this
that from
little.
a
It's like a
cactus?
little round thing,
Yeah.
and there's.
Peyote's a
Right?
cactus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So same thing, right? Like it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you can drink it, and like I know a lot of like there's tribes out there that use it that way, and then there's
Yeah.
you know the
You
other
can
like
smoke it.
yeah, you can smoke
What
it
movie
too.
was
yeah.
that from? That was peyote. They were in the desert all fucked up. What movie is
Fear
that?
and Loathing.
No,
Is that Fear and
no. You're thinking Young Guns.
No.
Young Guns
I
one,
know
they
what
did
you're
that.
saying. No, I know what you're saying. No, but there's a peyote. Fuck, it's not. It's like Fear and Loathing, yeah, but no. Woody Harrelson and old school movie, Natural Born Killers. Have you seen that movie?
Oh yeah.
They're in the desert,
Yeah,
right? And
they
they're on
go-
peyote, and
They go and they
that's
smoke
when
peyote
that's
and
when I
the
first
TB and yeah.
realized what
Yeah.
it was. I'm like, holy
Yeah.
And
fuck.
he
Fear and
freaks out.
Loathing in Las Vegas was everything but peyote.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was gonna say I didn't. He was incredible. I
We
love
can't
that
stop
movie,
here.
man.
This is backcountry.
Yeah.
Best scene in that whole movie
That's
is
an
the
epic
merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round?
Oh my god.
There's
He's
a
trying to get off of it.
there's a lady over there fucking a polar bear. Why do you gotta tell me this shit?
It's the best scene. Him trying to get off of it, and he's
That's
just like
awesome.
laying out. Anyways, all right.
I think though, since we're talking about so much weed, that we should do the.
Oh
10.
yeah, the
I think
top
it's
10.
fitting. I think it's fitting
Yeah,
that
yeah.
top 10. What is it?
Oh,
Oh.
Top 10.
No, it's not my job anymore.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry,
hello.
Cindy. I'm so sorry.
oh, hello.
I don't have the top 10 voice.
You're right.
Insert
do I.
Here
jingle.
we go.
Insert jingle here.
The top 10 all-time munchies to eat when you are high.
Nice.
Bum, bum,
Okay,
bum.
I'm gonna predict. I think that it's gonna be poutine. That's my.
I've
that's
already
my
read
number
it, so
one.
I can't say anything. What do you think, Mark?
Number one stoner food is gonna be poutine.
Doritos.
Okay.
Fuck, eh?
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, so this is a Canadian list, just so everybody knows.
All right.
We know what we're talking about.
Maple
Talking
syrup.
about-
Maple syrup Doritos.
Okay. These aren't
10.
numbered, so I don't
Oh,
know.
Number 10 is the first one you read, obviously.
How do you know?
Because I know.
Okay. Number 10. Nacho cheese Doritos.
If you went that the other way, you'd be winning. That's so true, though. Fucking right. Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, and the description. I'm going to read the description of these.
Dude,
two
that's
because-
what's the
yeah,
best part
okay.
of this.
An absolute classic. Best served with chocolate milk on your friend's L couch in his basement apartment. Accurate.
Wow.
Accurate.
That's
milk.
true. Wow.
Okay. Number 9.
Is there a camera on these?
Number 9. Vachon brownies.
Oh, fuck.
So
yeah,
they're those little ones with the nuts on top, remember?
Wow,
Yeah.
Oh, my
yeah.
God.
That you get
Which-
it like a max.
Another decadent choice. Best obtained from a 24-hour convenience store at midnight after smoking a joint in the alley behind. Goes well with a 500 milliliter of 2% white milk.
That's fucking bang on,
That's
actually.
amazing.
That's
At
awesome.
midnight while smoking a joint in the
The back
alleyway
alley.
behind
Yeah.
the grocery
Yeah.
store.
Okay. Number 8. Mr. Noodles.
Yep.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Easy filler
Yeah.
for sure.
I had to.
That's a
practice
gut rot
this.
filler,
Yeah, it is.
right?
I can't wait to see hear the description
Okay.
on this one.
A great choice for your college dorm room after getting really high in your buddy's room. Best served with an egg mixed into the broth.
Wow. That's a lot. It's almost they were like they were
Ghetto
stoned when they
pad
wrote
thai.
this. Yeah.
Ghetto ramen. It's
Yeah,
ghetto
ghetto
ramen.
ramen.
Ghetto pad
Oh,
thai.
whatever.
Sounds artisanal.
Get the fuck out.
Why the fuck are we like mispronouncing
Get me going.
words?
Get me going.
Artisanal?
Artisanal. Okay.
Artisanal?
I don't know.
Artisanal.
Shut up. Shut your tits. Okay. What number is this?
7.
7.
Sharp cheddar cheese.
So just a block of cheese.
Just to add to that
Never done
high, a big block of cheddar cheese eaten immediately after smoking a huge bowl is sure to enhance your buzz.
No, I honestly have never done that.
I don't think I've
Because I've
eaten
always
this-
had cheese Doritos. I've never went for the cheese.
I don't.
itself.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually just eat like straight up.
Fucking bricks of cheese.
I was just salivating thinking about it.
Wow.
That's on video. Did anybody catch that?
There was a good girl.
Did anybody catch what she did?
Yeah.
No.
She was just like, Rob, look at me. She's like,
This
I've
kinda
never eaten
spit
a
a
whole block of cheese.
That was too easy.
No, I just never straight up.
That was so natural, though. It was so natural.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
this is amazing.
Can we censor that?
And the funny part is we're all sober.
I know.
Oh my god, we ate a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. What number are we?
6.
6.
Mini powdered donuts.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Another convenience store classic.
Yeah.
Best enjoyed while playing video games by yourself.
Or that 3-pack. Remember, you got cinnamon, chocolate,
And,
or the powder
yeah,
ones?
the white powder.
Done.
Yeah.
I wake up the next day and there'll be like 2 cinnamon left. Can't do the cinnamon.
Okay. Number 5.
Why?
I'm going to preference this with I have never had this, nor will I ever try this. But regardless. The
What?
McGangbang.
What?
So this is when you go to McDonald's, all
Yeah.
of these fast food joints have secret menus. I've learned this and I've been reading up on it recently.
Really?
Yeah, so like In-N-Out Burger's huge. Like Anthony Bourdain used to talk about it because In-N-Out Burger was like his favorite joint.
Right.
So he would go and he knew the secret menu and he would say it and he got a certain burger and whatever, this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah, Burger's Priest would do that.
Yeah, so
Right.
so
I know
McDonald's had them too. Starbucks has it as well.
Yeah.
But like, so the McGangbang is one of those things that I found. I knew about this back in high school.
So it's a
Really?
double cheeseburger
Yeah.
on top of a McChicken.
Yeah.
So it looks
Really?
like a Big Mac, but it's
Gangbang.
it's a McChicken on the bottom and the double cheeseburger on top, and
Is
it's
that-
called the McGangbang.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Let me read the
If
description.
you ordered it, you're like, how much would
Yeah.
you like, sir?
A choice for the more adventurous. The McGangbang is a little-known McD's treat that is a fantastic choice to wash down that joint you shouldn't have smoked outside the bar after drinking for 4 hours on a Friday night. Sometimes followed by vomiting.
Wow.
While driving home, hitting
Yeah.
the drive-through.
Yeah.
I never fucking
In the
knew.
cab.
Never knew.
Yeah.
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 Don't drink and drive.
They all do, man. KFC has them. Fucking everybody
Yeah.
has these secret
Really?
menus. Yeah, and it's like a code, right? So like, go up through the drive-thru and be like, yeah, can I get a McGangbang? And they will know what it is.
Come on.
Yeah, seriously.
I'd be wicked scared to order a
I'm
McGangbang.
gonna, you know what? I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say a word. I'm gonna go with my wife to the drive-thru and I'm gonna order it to see her reaction.
Yeah.
Can I get a McGangbang, please? She'll hit me like, bang, what the fuck are you gonna be
Yeah.
like? And they'll be like, sure.
Okay,
How many
so-
would you like? She'll be like, excuse me.
Yeah. So like Starbucks.
What
I love
time?
that. I love
So
that.
like Starbucks, there was I think if you call it,
A
can
drinky.
I get a California style, which means instead of just drizzling like
That's
the chocolate
amazing.
and caramel over top, they literally lace your whole fucking mug with it.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't know about that, and then I was there with coffee with somebody, and they were like, "Yeah, can I get a California style?" What the fuck is that? And then like half a bottle of fucking caramel later, I'm like, "Hey, Picasso, pour the fucking coffee, man."
Wow.
Why don't they just pass you the bottle of caramel and you just drink
Literally.
that?
Really?
All right, what number are we on?
5.
Four.
No, 4.
Four.
Yeah, okay. Number 4, craft dinner.
Yeah.
Oh,
easy,
yeah.
Easy.
What can
Yeah.
we say about
With
this
wieners.
legendary
Everything.
choice?
Everything.
Well,
Whatever.
While we recommend ketchup, we do encourage other protein-rich accoutrements such as hot dog wieners. Best enjoyed.
Called it.
Best enjoyed in your friend's kitchen, eaten directly from the pot. Anybody who puts craft dinner in a bowl after it's in the pot,
Yeah.
you're fired
Yeah.
as a human.
Yeah.
Just eat it from the pot. Because you know you're going to
Cut
eat the
out
whole
chicken
box
fingers
anyway,
is
so
my
what are you
favorite.
doing?
Yeah. And it's funny because even I've been at that. We're like, I shouldn't eat the whole box, and then you're like, fuck.
But you do.
Yeah, no, you have to.
But
Right.
you do. And
You
then
feel
you
shame if you don't. You're like,
horrible
bitch,
after.
eat the box. Chicken nuggets cut up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really good at that too.
No,
That's gourmet.
that's too fucking fancy.
No, that's good. No,
No,
chicken
hot
nuggets. It's like I'm
with a
dipping
hot
it
with
in
a
it.
ketchup hot sauce
Throw it in.
reduction.
You
Or as my mom used to do, newfie steaks on the side, fried below.
Oh yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
That's crazy. crazy.
Fried
Yeah.
bologna.
Fried
That is the
bologna.
shit.
I forgot about that
So
too.
good. It's so good.
You can
I
tell
ju-
we've
okay,
all
hang on a
smoked
sec.
back in our day.
Wait a second. You're gagging over that, but you're willing to shovel fucking wieners and craft dinner into your
Oh
gullet?
no!
You
I
shovel
would not.
wieners in your mouth.
How stoned were you?
Fuck no. I didn't say I was doing that. I just
You
know it's a
shove
thing.
wieners in
Someone
your
lost a
mouth.
bet. Yes.
Alrighty.
Oh god.
What number are we on? 3?
3
So,
now.
yeah.
Okay. Number 3. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
No.
I'll read the
Can't
description
stand
though.
it.
A true winner. Best enjoyed soggy after a midday bowl.
No.
Oh, I love this.
I've never ever.
Fucking CT
I tried it, but I
crunch.
can't eat it. I can't believe that's number
Literally,
3.
I have like, I'm gonna say 75% of this list is in my cupboard right now at home.
Except for the
Really?
Including the
McGangbang.
wieners.
The McGangbang's not no, I don't have any wieners. But I do have craft
That's
dinner.
at midnight.
And I do have cinnamon toast crunch. And I do have ramen, Mr. Noodles. Oh my god, this is bad.
Ramen by a shaman.
You would think I smoke a lot more weed by my diet, but I don't. Okay. Sriracha what?
Sriracha ramen by
Ramen.
a shaman.
Yep. Ramen. Sriracha ramen by a shaman.
That's going on a shirt.
Sriracha ramen by a shaman. Did I say ramen?
Yeah, I
Did I really?
I did.
Oh, you
No, I'm done. Game over, man. I'm broken. I'm broken.
did? Sriracha ramen by a shaman. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Number 2. Mini eggs.
Cadbury's.
Cadbury,
mini eggs.
yeah,
Cadbury mini
absolutely,
eggs.
yes.
For
Those
the-
are fucking epic. No matter how big the bag is, they're fucking
Yeah.
done.
For the sweet tooth chronic,
Done.
mini eggs are best enjoyed in extreme excess when high, often used as a last resort before epic crash. Wake up with them just like plastered to your face because you ate them in bed.
Number 1 has to be poutine. I can't believe it's not even in there. Cinnamon Toast Crunch beat out fucking poutine. That's crazy.
And
Yeah,
dun,
that's
dun,
fucked
dun, dun, number 1.
1.
Baked donuts with ice cream.
So like a donut
What?
sandwich. So the
So a
picture is
don-
it's like
so a donut ice cream sandwich.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I've never,
Holy
I've never
shit.
had that in my life.
Direct-
Directions. Bake plain Tim Hortons donuts in your oven until fully heated. Remove and add whatever ice cream you can obtain. Warning,
Eat
may
quickly.
induce coma.
Wow.
Poutine's not even on this list.
I can't believe that.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't.
fucked up.
Or pizza. Or fucking. Wow.
But you gotta, but,
Right?
but
Like,
no,
you're right.
yeah. But here's the thing, though, right? Like if you look at most of these descriptions,
Sorry, there's a comment, and then a comment back to somebody, and it's good, and I'm gonna read it when you're done.
no, read it right now.
Okay, some fucking guys wrote, wow, amazing, how scientific this is. You guys must astrophysicists, pharmacologists, and nutritionists or something. And some guy wrote back, fuck you and get high, bitch. Oh.
Thumbs up to that guy.
Yeah.
That's fucking epic
Fuck you
comeback.
and get high, bitch. Oh my god. Sorry, why I
That's
was just laughing.
amazing.
Anyways,
That was fucking.
But when you're
fun.
walking around at 12, like at midnight,
Right.
where the fuck are you gonna eat a poutine from?
Same place you're gonna get McDonald's.
McDonald's has poutine
Smoked
now.
No, but-
poutine.
Yeah,
No,
but
but-
no, but
Exactly, right? So if you're coming from a bar or you're going to a grocery store or a Max or a convenience store to get your donuts or whatever, like it's the same thing as going to a fucking get a wicked poutine because like fries and it's comfort food, right?
But I remember smoking weed back in the day, man. You want what you can get.
Right, no, for sure.
A lot of times you're not going to be like, oh man, let's go get a fucking poutine 6 blocks
Yeah,
away.
I would.
When there's a Max right across
Okay,
the
well,
street.
that's like saying
Fuck.
who's gonna drive to McDonald's while you're to get your McGangbang? That's so fucking funny though. What?
Sriracha
I have to
ramen.
order it. I'm not even gonna eat it. I'm gonna order it just to see if it works.
Can we do that next Wednesday?
Sure.
We'll go.
Sure.
All 4 of us go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go through
No.
some-
Yeah, and we'll record it.
No.
We'll record it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I am not going in a car with you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
and
come
asking
on.
for a McGangbang.
I'll drive.
on.
I'll drive and order it.
Either way, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Yes, you're coming.
Just accept it. Just fucking accept it.
I don't feel good.
I'm not coming in today. I don't feel
I
good.
don't feel good.
Oh my god, that'd
That's
be amazing.
epic. Wow. I'm so disappointed. I'm like, that's a Canadian fucking list too.
Yeah, well,
No
and I
poutine,
mean,
not even cheese curds on there. Not a fucking.
yeah, I'm really surprised
Palm free,
pizza
nothing.
isn't there
That is
because
shameful.
people probably get high and then they're like, oh, let's order pizza.
Right.
Right? I'm really actually
Especially
shocked
when
pizza's
it's
not
like,
there.
I've never done that with a donut. I don't even know anyone who's done that with a donut,
Yeah,
to be
that's
honest.
fucked up.
Ice cream and a fucking
But
donut.
you have to bake it. Nobody, when
Yeah,
you're
and then the
high,
ice
wants to
cream's gonna
bake
melt.
anything. Well, yeah,
It's
that's,
gonna be
It's like a
pulling in your
gooey.
fingers.
I can see.
Like-
I can see to an extent why. Like, now I'm gonna have to try that.
yeah.
I don't know.
You gotta eat it quickly.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, what was
Right?
that? Oh, wow.
Or while you're waiting for your donut to heat up, you're probably gonna eat the ice cream. Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the
Like,
stoner's
that's what I would
version.
do.
It's the stoner's version of a bagel and cream cheese.
Right. Right.
That's
Just
all
with
it
the
is.
fucking a little more calories.
Instead of putting it in the toaster, you're putting it in the oven.
You're gonna watch it bake like
Yeah.
whoa.
I wonder if you could put a donut in
Dude,
the
we're
toaster.
eating up.
I think
cut it
in
in
an
half and
old-fashioned
do it.
plain, you probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't have any like glaze on
Yeah.
It's
it.
got so much sugar in it that it would probably burn. No matter how you did it, cut it in half and try and bake it, the outside for sure would burn anything.
But if you did it on the lighter setting,
On the lighter side. That would probably work actually.
setting.
Dun 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 dun. It's another thing to try.
Oh
I'm
man,
gonna have a brownie tonight. No, tomorrow I will. Tomorrow I'm gonna have a brownie. I'm
cool.
gonna try shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm intrigued by this.
Can you
list.
film it?
I am. Okay, I'll take a video.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna go. It's gonna be really high, but I will try. I think it'll be funny.
Well, that was fun. That was a good episode.
That was fun. That was a really good episode. I like that shit.
I learned stuff.
Me too. Me too.
You didn't learn how to say things properly.
I gotta go home. I gotta read a little bit every night.
Are we gonna change the name of this podcast to Sriracha Raymond with a Shaman?
That's definitely going on a shirt.
Thank God I don't homeschool my daughter. She'd be right fucked.
She'd be doomed.
She'd be fucked, yeah.
Oh my god. Well, everybody, thank you very much.
Absolutely,
We'll
guys.
see you next week.
Yep.
We have some guests coming up, though, eh?
Yep.
It's gonna be
Hopefully.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the next couple, for sure.
Yeah.
And congrats to Mark. Buying
Yeah.
the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mark
Big
bought a
86 shout out to
house.
Mark.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, man.
So now Mark's broke for the rest of his life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But it's worth it.
100%.
But it's totally worth it.
Yeah, it's totally worth it. Building equity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a grow up.
Yeah,
Start
good
a grow
grow
up.
Yeah, it's 86 Chefs Club Grow
Grow
Up
up.
Studio.
86 Chefs Club, we just get high in Mark's basement.
That's right. We'll
Yeah.
do an
While
episode.
eating
We should
ramen.
do an episode one day while we're high, and we'll be able to talk about more things.
Oh god, it'd be
Oh my
fucking
God.
6 hours long.
No, because
It'll be fun.
Mark and I are just going to sit here being like,
No,
Yeah, that's right. We'll be sober.
yeah.
no.
No, we'll get
You
drunk.
think? We'll
Oh,
get
yeah,
you a
we can
drink.
get-
we'll
We'll
get drunk, yeah.
All right, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Drunk versus stoned.
Oh.
Drunk versus stoned podcast would be pretty funny.
That
Yeah.
would be funny.
But that we're going to have to start a new podcast. Unless, like, we're just going to argue about, like,
Oh, we'll go
We've attempted
front house versus back house.
intoxicated podcasts in the past.
yes, we
They've
have.
been pretty
Yes,
sketchy.
we have. Things were said.
Things were said. Things were said. I was part of that. Things were said.
They have
Yeah.
not been released. They're
Thank
in the
you.
archives.
No,
yeah.
delete.
Yeah, send them to hell.
Erase your hard drive.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, they were
so
bad.
funny.
They were really bad.
Yeah, the night that you walked home, puked everywhere.
That was
Yeah, we all came down here hacking darts and drinking whiskey.
That was a rough night.
Oh, that was
a
that
rough
Bowmore
day.
12 night. That's why that happened.
Oh yeah.
That's why that happened.
And on that note, kids, don't drink and drive,
Yeah.
or smoke and drive, or
And-
eat and drive, or
Be responsible.
Yes, use
Exactly.
cannabis responsibly, please.
Yeah.
As well as cocaine and everything.
No,
Oh,
no,
fuck
use-
off!
Don't use
Too
fucking
open, Chef.
cocaine.
Too open.
Fuck you, Mark.
got it in.
Got it in this time.
That was awesome, man.
You better come home in my kitchen.